Hunter, and this is Confusional Arousals. In October, I will release Cinderella's End Part 2, Where Evil Lives, in book form. I released the print copy of Cinderella's End Part 1 in 2017. I appreciate everyone who purchased a hard copy since then. To get the hype going, I decided to release Part 1 as an ebook. Isn't that exciting? And this will happen at the end of July. I don't usually release ebooks, but why not? Cinderella's End is a reimagining of the original story, following Cinderella as she adjusts to castle life and her role as a royal. This is not a spoiler, but things do not end happily ever after. Not just yet. It is chock full of evil witches, deformed monsters, abductions, emotional affairs, and castle intrigue. Please enjoy this book, which started it all in either print or ebook format. And now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. I am 60-plus years old, and I never knew how to properly boil an egg. I think we have to go back a little bit to understand how significant that is. First of all, let me tell you that I knew how to boil an egg before I reached 60. My parents always liked hard-boiled eggs. They threw eggs in a pot, put water in just to under the top of the egg, put salt in the water, and then boiled it for 20 minutes. When we ate the eggs, they were fully cooked, so I didn't think anything of it. This is where I was with boiling an egg this morning. Further explanation is still needed. I don't like throwing food out, even if it is past its expiration date. I am still using a jar of vegan mayonnaise that expired 2 years ago. If I want to eat expired food, it is my right as an American, and I won't let any pinko secret government kebab telling me otherwise. The drama is building, isn't it? Anyway, there are some individual servings of guacamole in my fridge that have expired 3 weeks ago, and I thought, why don't I make a guacamole egg salad sandwich? I didn't know if that idea disgusted or intrigued me, but maybe it did both at the same time. And I could do that because I'm American. It just occurred to me that if you switch out an X for the R in American, you get Mexican. Spooky. For some reason, today I decided to try my new food sensation. And for some other reason, I decided to search for hard-boiled egg recipes. Sometimes I just want to see if I can ask Google such stupid questions that my phone shuts off because it is done with me. Questions I have previously asked Google. Is it possible to walk 1,000 steps a day? Answer. Yes. Walking at a moderate pace of 100 steps per minute, you can walk 1,000 steps in 10 minutes. Yeah, right. Maybe if you're Superman. Why is the sky blue? Answer. Actually, it is a mixture of blue and purple due to the wavelengths. That's wrong, because I just went outside and waved to the clouds for 5 minutes with no perceptible difference. What length of time do I have to wave for to get the sky to turn pink? And finally, how many pancakes does it take to fill the Empire State Building? For which it had no answer. But it told me how many pennies it would take to fill the Empire State Building. 1.78 trillion pennies. Then I asked it, how many pennies does it take to fill a pancake? And it told me about how many eggs it takes to make pancakes. I see what is happening here. There's a conspiracy to keep me from the truth. So I asked, what is the area of the average pancake? To which it responded, An average pancake, typically about 4 inches in diameter, whatever that is, has an area of roughly 12.6 square inches. Now, we are getting somewhere. How many pennies can fit in 12.6 square inches, I asked. After a lot of explanation and a lot of math things, it finally admitted that about 25 pennies could fit into 12.6 square inches, which is the size of an average pancake. Now, all I have to do is divide 1.78 trillion pennies by 25 pennies, the area of a pancake, to get my answer. Drum roll, please. And the answer is, isn't this exciting? I could hardly contain myself. Even my ancient dog has looked up from her nap. Are you still drum rolling? Because I am not going to tell you unless you are. Here it is. Are you ready? Is your hand hurting? I think I have to go for a tinkle, which is strange because I didn't have to when you first started with your drum rolling. I wonder if it is the drum rolling or something else. It is probably something else, maybe some underlying medical condition, which will be the subject for some future episode. But for now, all I can say is, are you still drum rolling? 71,200,000,000 pancakes are needed to fill the Empire State Building. Wow. Wasn't that so worth it? I almost feel like Paul Bunyan. Or is it Casey Jones? No, John Henry, the guy who battled some sort of machine in the Old West and won, but then died of a heart attack shortly after winning the contest. That showed the machine. Ah! Or did it? Perhaps the machine sought to exploit man's hubris, ultimately leading to John Henry's downfall. Maybe that was the machine's plan all along, and that was the moment when humanity lost the world. Anyway, I beat the interweb, and I will live forever in the hearts and minds of all technologically enslaved people everywhere. Ta-da! So, you don't know, Mr. Technology, how many pancakes does it take to fill the Empire State Building? Well, it's 71,200,000,000 pancakes! Duh! What was I thinking about? What was I talking about? Pancakes. Breakfast. Eggs. Breakfast. Guacamole, egg salad, sandwich, hard-boiled egg recipes. Aha! And it turns out that I have been doing it wrong my entire life. Here is the correct way to boil eggs. Place the eggs in a pot and cover them with cold water by 1 inch. Bring the water to a boil over high heat. As soon as the water begins to boil, turn off the heat and cover the pot. Leave the eggs in the hot water from anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes, depending on how you like your eggs. The 10-minute eggs will have a vibrant, creamy yolk, while the 12-minute eggs will have paler, opaque yolks with a chalkier texture. After 10 minutes, put the eggs in ice-cold water to stop the cooking process. This will also make them easier to peel. I tried it, and it worked. Internet, 247,868. AF Winter 1. I could live with that. Anyway, my hard-boiled eggs were perfect. I mashed them up and added the expired guac. I did try the guacamole first to see if it was good. I never saw the sense in that, because whether or not it tastes good, I still swallowed it. If there is some toxic bacteria in it, I would have consumed enough to kill me. Anyway, it didn't taste too bad, so I added it to my crushed eggs, toasted some sourdough bread, and had at it. Experimental food combination, a success. Delicious. If you would like this recipe, please email me. Although I have already told you how to do it. 2 correctly hard-boiled eggs, an individual serving of 3-week-old expired guacamole, and bread. Note to self. Cookbook idea. Cooking with expired guacamole. seems a little too niche. Cooking with expired crap in your refrigerator. Better. And this week's theme, the white stuff covering your salsa. And if it smells bad, eat it. I think it would do well in the divorced men 35 to 55 category.
They served me shadows on the plate, you see. Old pierogi laughing back at me. Green Alfredo sauce, a haunting hue. A meal for the grave and my final view. Oh, the choir sings under vaulted dome, echoes of sorrow in eternal stone.
So, here's the thing. Thinking about that, I did not know how to do the simplest thing, like how to boil an egg correctly. Even though who knows if that's just a passing trend. This year we cool down our eggs with vodka. Actually sounds interesting. I will do anything with vodka. Winter, stick to the point. The simple thing that I did not know calls attention to the vast amount of things that I can't possibly know and will never know. There's an old saying, the older I get, the less I know, which has been around for hundreds of years. Socrates said something similar. The more I know, the more I realize I know nothing. The first saying could mean I'm starting to suffer from dementia. Socrates, I believe, was saying I know nothing compared to what is out there to be known. When I was younger, I never thought this. I thought I had all the tools I needed to be successful. If I wanted to boil eggs in Jell-O, I would. Then I encountered many obstacles that showed me I was wrong. I can't boil eggs in Jell-O. Now I'm interested in boiling eggs in Jell-O. Put eggs and cold water in a pot. Boil water, add Jell-O, wait 10 minutes, then refrigerate. Focus, please. I don't know everything. I don't know basic things. But I have managed to survive to this point. I have a house, a car, a job, a dog. I'm doing all right. Haven't burned anything down yet. Haven't killed the dog. Kids are all right. The thing is, I don't have to know everything. I don't have to see every stream movie or know who every young artist is. I don't have to dress like I'm a 12-year-old. I don't have to do any of that stuff. But I do have to be open to learning and life. I'm growing some flowers from bulbs in my garden. Every day I go out and I see how they're doing. Oh, there it is, peeking out through the soil. It must have grown an inch since yesterday. Is that a flower I see? And I'm looking around, and my overgrown, weeded garden is a beautiful place filled with many wonderful plants. What is that one? What does it do? How does it grow so quickly? Does it have any medicinal properties? Can I make a tea out of it? Can I smoke it? If I lived 100 more years, I don't think I would even understand my own garden. How could I ever comprehend human relationships? There are so many things to learn. Every day we can learn something new about the world we live in and the creatures that inhabit this planet. But we are constantly distracted by popular technical things that have no connection to the real world. I rode my bike today. My favorite route is on a bike path along a canal. It's more like a drainage ditch for nearby developments that runs several miles. But it is pretty, and lots of people run and walk and bike along its way. I saw a young couple, probably in their early 20s, walking down the slope to the water. The canal had maybe a foot of water in it. You couldn't swim in it. You could wade across it, and some people look for shark teeth after it rains, but it hadn't rained in a few days, so I didn't know what the couple was going to do down there. He was a little further down the incline, and he held out his hand to help his girlfriend. I will say girlfriend because it looked like they were romantically involved. They were both smiling and laughing as they navigated the untreacherous hill. I smiled as I rode past. They were in love, and they were having an adventure. When you are in love, everything is an adventure. Everything is a journey of discovery. You want to find out everything about the other person. I had a girlfriend once. The first time we went to a bar, she had a Yingling. I never had one, so I tried it. Mind blown! This was the best beer I ever had! It really wasn't, but the girl made it so. She also liked Stella, but that was a little fancy for the bar we went to. I still drink Stella when I feel sad. My ex-wife is English. We met in a New York airport. I lived in New York. I showed her around, and she thought everything was amazing. Took her to the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, had drinks at the top of the World Trade Center. Now, even though I was a New Yorker by birth, and I wouldn't be seen dead in any of those tourist traps, I love them because I was discovering them all over again with her. Even silly little things were magical. Once we were walking around Manhattan, and she was hungry. I asked her what she wanted. She replied that she wanted a snack. She saw a chock full of nuts a few blocks back and said she could go there and get some peanuts. After I stopped laughing, I explained to her that chock full of nuts was a coffee shop, not a snack store. She thought it was a stupid name for a coffee shop, and I agreed. It was a great moment because we were discovering crazy, wonderful things about each other. I think that's the thing that kills most relationships. When two people stop learning about each other, they stop learning about themselves, stop being adventurous in life. We take a lover, get married, and have kids. It is no longer about finding adventures. It's about taking care of those little bundles of responsibility, or protecting the things we have. That might have been the thing with us. I don't know. There are zillions of reasons why a relationship could fail, and this is probably one of the main ones. When we become safe in our jobs, become comfortable in our relationships, become passive in our curiosity, life becomes boring. Life shouldn't ever be boring. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "Do one thing every day that scares you." Life is about learning and discovering new things, and some of those things will be scary. I can't help but think that adventuring into undiscovered territories will make us happier in our personal lives, in our relationships, and in this pretty, weird planet we call home. I am A.F. Winter, and this has been Confusional Arousals.
Pedal through the sunlit haze today. Wind whispers secrets down my way. A young couple lost in their own tune, hearts ablaze beneath the afternoon. Their laughter painted trails in the air, hand in hand with nothing to spare. Every glance was filled